Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am so pumped you're here because we're about to crack open a real WASSCE Biology past question together. We're pulling some amazing insights directly from the QandAHelp platform, which, by the way, is an absolute lifesaver for getting study-ready past questions. So you know when you stare at a biology diagram and think, what in the world is this even asking me? Yeah, we've all been there. Well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to decode this thing step by step. By the end, you'll be grabbing these exam marks with zero hesitation. Let's get into it.
All right, so here is our mission. Take a look at this exact WAEC 2026 Biology question 2. The exam throws a diagram of an ecological pyramid our way and asks a super direct question. The illustrated diagram is a pyramid of, and then drops 4 options. Is it A, energy, B, numbers, C, organisms, or D, population? So our goal right now? Figure out which one it is, and way more importantly, why it's the right answer.
Okay, let's dive into this and investigate our little crime scene here. Notice the shape we've got. It's 4 blocks stacked up, getting generally smaller as you go up. But hold on, there's a really wide block right there in the middle. I want you to focus your attention squarely inside those blocks. See those numbers? What do those specific numbers actually represent? Honestly, that is the entire key to unlocking this whole question.
Let's just walk up this pyramid level by level. Down at step 1, the very bottom, our first trophic level, we see the number 20. Moving on up to step 2, that level just balloons out to 8,000. Huge jump, right? Then at step 3, it shrinks way back down to 1,000. And finally, at step 4, the very peak, we're left with just 10. Now, here is what's really interesting. It's about what is actually missing here. There are no fancy units attached to these numbers. No grams, no joules. They're just plain, ordinary, whole numbers. And in ecology, when you spot plain, whole numbers like this sitting in a pyramid, they represent a simple count. Literally just a count of living things.
So the crucial thing to wrap your head around is the biological definition behind those counts. When a pyramid compares the sheer quantity, the actual physical head count of organisms at different feeding levels or trophic levels, it gets a very specific name. It's called a pyramid of numbers. It literally just answers the question, hey, how many individuals are eating at this level?
And this brilliantly illustrates a super cool ecological concept. You might have looked at our diagram earlier and thought, wait a minute, why is the second level, that 8,000, so much wider than the base of 20? Aren't pyramids supposed to be wide at the bottom? Well, think about a tree. Just one single massive tree makes up the first level, but that one single tree can easily provide food and shelter for thousands of tiny insects, right? And they make up the second level. So in a pyramid of numbers, a tiny number at the base can absolutely support a massive number at the next level, which makes the whole pyramid look kind of inverted or funky shaped.
So, connecting that definition right back to our original diagram, the evidence links up perfectly. That first level isn't just the number 20, it's 20 individual organisms. The second level, 8,000 individual organisms. The third is 1,000 individuals, and the top is 10 individuals. Every single tier is just plainly telling us how many organisms are hanging out there. The evidence is definitely stacking up in one specific direction.
Now, knowing what the answer is great, but knowing exactly why the other options are wrong, that makes you absolutely bulletproof in an exam. So, let's look at option A, energy. Unless these organisms are somehow paying their rent in joules, this absolutely cannot be an energy pyramid. Why? Because there are 0 units of measurement here. Energy pyramids require specific units, like joules or kilojoules per square meter per year. We scan our diagram and there's not a single joule in sight, just plain numbers. So option A, definitely out. Scratch that one.
Okay, what about options C and D? Organisms and population. Now watch out, because this is a classic exam trap. These words sound super scientific and biological, don't they? They're totally designed to make you second-guess yourself because, yeah, the diagram does show organisms, and it is dealing with populations. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. They are just biology buzzwords in this context. Pyramid of organisms or pyramid of population, those literally aren't standard recognized ecological terms. They just made them up for the test. So we can confidently knock C and D right off the board. Which brings us to the definitive truth. Based on all our visual evidence, the correct answer is absolutely option B, numbers. The figures arranged from the bottom to the top are undeniably showing the count, the number of organisms at each trophic level. Boom. WAEC question officially solved.
But hey, I don't want you to just memorize this one single question. I want you to walk into that exam feeling invincible.
So you might want to screenshot this exam survival shortcut right now. It breaks the whole thing down perfectly. If you see simple counts of organisms, you've got a pyramid of numbers. If you see mass measured in grams or kilograms, that's a pyramid of biomass. And if you see energy measured in joules or kilojoules, it's a pyramid of energy. Seriously, lock this table in your brain, and you will never miss a pyramid question again.
Let's move to a quick exercise and see how this builds your confidence in real time. We're going to run a rapid-fire quiz to test out your new cheat sheet skills. All right, quick quiz 1. Imagine an ecological pyramid displays energy values in kilojoules at each trophic level. What type of pyramid is it? A, numbers, B, biomass, C, energy, or D, population. Think back to the cheat sheet.
Yep, the answer is C, energy. The very second you see the unit kilojoules, that points directly, 100% of the time, to energy. No counting, no weighing, just pure energy flow. Awesome job.
Let's keep this momentum going. Quick quiz 2. A pyramid shows the total dry mass of organisms in grams at each feeding level. What type is it this time? Is it A, biomass, B, numbers, C, energy, or D, population? Ask yourself, what does the word grams tell us here?
Spot on. It's A, biomass. Grams are a unit of mass. In ecology, anytime we're talking about the mass of living material at a feeding level, that instantly means we're dealing with a pyramid of biomass. You guys are totally nailing this.
Okay, third and final quiz question, bringing the whole thing back home. A food chain contains 2 trees, 500 insects, 50 birds, and 2 hawks. Which ecological pyramid represents these figures? A, energy, B, numbers, C, biomass, or D, productivity? Look really closely at those figures. 2, 500, 50, 2. You guessed it. The answer is B, numbers. Just like our original WAEC problem, these are plain, practical counts of individual animals and plants. There are no grams, no joules to be found. So whenever you see plain counts just like this, it is always, without a shadow of a doubt, a pyramid of numbers.
Look at what we accomplished today. By just focusing on the visual evidence and breaking down the basic logic, you just mastered ecological pyramids in literally a matter of minutes. But it kind of makes you wonder, right? What other easy exam marks are you leaving on the table just because the concepts haven't been visualized clearly for you? If you love this way of breaking down WASSCE past questions, you've got to head over to QandAHelp.com. They have a massive library set up exactly like this to help you crush your WAEC, JAMD, GCE, and NICO exams. Go secure those marks, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.